Hi, this is Shaman Weaver Shiela Baker, and I'm here for East West Books. And I'm here in a beach house on the bay and reading cards for you. So namaste and thank you for joining me. So it's August, and what I want to talk about now, you'll hear birds in the background. And if you go to the store, there's vegetables and fruit that we haven't had for months maybe. If you're eating local, you've got the blueberries, you got the corn. And so this is a month of fecundity. And what that means is bounty and abundance. And it's also about kind of a little bit of rest. The first harvest is in. We're kind of enjoying the hot, hazy days of summer. So the cards that I chose for us this month are 8, because that's the month of August. And so I wanted to start with wands. So here we go. Wands are passion and fire and drive and connection to the divine. And so what you see here is that something has been initiated some time ago. It took off and it went up and it's about to land, but it hasn't landed yet. So things are moving swiftly, but they haven't landed yet. So you may have started a project of some kind. Maybe in the spring you started doing your deck, or maybe you did your garden or whatever. Well, the harvest hasn't all come in yet. There's a little bit of time before the 9. So this is use that upliftment, use that time where things are freer and easier, things are up in the air and there's a sense of joy about them. So use the 8 of Wands wisely. You initiated something, it might need a little tending. It's not quite ready to land yet, but be mindful because it will. And will it land in the way that you want it to or not? That part's up to you. Aho. So the next one is the swords, and I'm going to put her up close. So we see 3 swords on one side and 5 swords on the other. She's bound and blindfolded. So I'm going to put her way up close. So if you look closely, her feet aren't bound. And if you look closely, the binding that she has on might easily be wiggled out of. And then she could see anew. So swords are the element of air. They are thought. They're the mental realm. And you see how they're stuck in the ground? So we've got some old thinking, and this is a beautiful month to do this ridding ourselves of old thinking. Because when September comes, we have a sense of renewal for some reason. I've always thought that September was actually the new year, and go figure. And that things really start again after this hot summer. So what ideas do you have that are firmly entrenched, that you're not seeing and that you're not moving beyond? Because you can see there's no lateral moves here. Can't go sideways. You've either got to regress or progress in your thinking. So using that energy of fire, the element of fire, where things were initiated in the heat of things, they're not landed yet. How can you dislodge some of your thinking to allow for the next card, which is the 8 of Cups, which says, I love this, the old emotional way didn't work, it isn't working, and it ain't gonna work. So it's time for something brand new emotionally. So you can see all of these chalices are nicely lined up here. He's got his walking stick from the wands. He's got his red cloak on from divinity. So something within this next earth cycle, this next moon cycle of the earth, is going to be changed. So what is it that emotionally you can leave behind? Because honestly, it has never really worked for you. So what's the point of continuing it on into September? What's the point of continuing it on from the time that you see this video? There's probably isn't any. So my invitation to you is to stack up the old emotional way, let yourself know, you know what, that didn't work, and time for something entirely new. Which brings us to the element of earth and the 8 of Pentacles, which tells us Pentacles, money, property, tangible things. We have been working so hard through the whole month, the whole month and the whole months, that look, we have certificates, something worthwhile to hang on the wall. One down here is finished, but it's not hanging up on the wall just yet. There's one that he's still crafting. I'm going to put it up close. Okay, the hard work is done. And I love that you don't have to work diligently, hardly any longer. Let it bake in the sun. Let the old emotional way dry up. Let the sun dry it all up. Let the swords fall away. You know, when earth gets dry enough, things topple out of them. So let the earth dry up in the heat. Let those swords go. Find a new way of thinking about things. And when the wands touch down, which they will, because we sent them up, they're arcing and they're about to come down, they're still fertile. So how are you going to put that energy, that fire, into practice for you? Well, here's the major arcana for this month, strength. So I'm going to put her up close. Okay, you can see she's got an infinity sign over her head. She's been doing this for a long time. She knows. And down here, I'm going to put it up closest as well. See the lion? His little tongue is like waggling away. His tail is tucked. There is nothing to wrestle to the ground. The woman is dressed in white, which means that she's a virgin, which doesn't mean that she's never had sex. What it means is she's a woman unto herself. She makes her own decisions. And in deciding, you can look at the challenges that are coming towards you, imaginary or real, and you can decide, ooh, do I need to struggle with this, or is this something that I can befriend? Because in the befriending something, you learn from it, and from that learning comes a healing. So the taking action this month is to allow yourself to kick back, to let the old emotional way go, to let the thoughts of whatever is fretting you up, whatever you're worrying about, whatever is making you anxious, to let those go. So this is Shaman Weaver. Thanks for tuning in. And if you'd like a deeper reading, I'm at shamanweaver.com and East West Books from 3:30 until 8:30 on Thursdays. Blessings. Shh.